I have got to put this out. Why are so many people harassing me over that video I did about the dreams that Dana Coverstone had? I have nothing to do with him. I have nothing to do with his dreams. I did the video to answer questions. Yet, I'm getting all these comments. People, oh, that's leading people into fear, that's this, that's that, it's all these things, it's wrong. Not my problem. I did that video to answer several people's questions that they had about those videos. What he shared in those dreams matches some scriptures. Showed that in the video. And all these people are getting so bent out of shape about this. Did anybody ever pay attention to what was said in the video? Did anybody pay attention to what I said? When did Dana ever mention 2020? Never. Didn't mention 2021 either. He mentioned a series of months starting next month. It could be any year that those happen. But since everybody's so quick to react from a place of emotion and attack the messenger, so to speak, not everybody, but some, they miss that because they don't stop and think and use discernment and pay attention to what's being said. Here's another point to make. I was actually on the phone with a friend of mine today and I made this point to him. Remember in the part, if you watch that video, where he said he saw a dark figure whipping up the wolves and sending them out to the cities, and they went to the churches? He said he was in the church. The pastors were preaching against sin and calling out sin. Can you name one pastor that does that? Not counting YouTube. I know there's some of us on YouTube that do it. Can you name one pastor you've ever heard say that? Call out sin? Call out what's right and what's wrong? I don't know of any. If they do, it's on an extremely limited basis. What would make and he said he was not looking in the pulpit. What would make pastors stand in the pulpit in the cities where they currently don't do this, suddenly start preaching about this? I don't know, maybe the rapture of the church. And people suddenly realize the mistakes they made and suddenly realize they weren't saved and started trying to fix it. I don't know. But see, you got to pay attention to these things and listen to the video to get it. Instead of just going, no, I disagree with that, I'm not going to listen to it anymore. Now I'm going to go send a scathing comment to this person. Wrong answer. You're supposed to be using your discernment. You're supposed to be paying attention to what these things are. Does that man's dreams have any authority? Absolutely not. Does that man's dreams tell us things we don't already know? Absolutely not. We already know these things. I said that in the video. Did anybody even watch the whole video? I'm starting to think they didn't. Maybe 2 or 3. Did anybody discern anything? Did anybody get anything out of it? And still people going on about, oh, well, I can't shoot a gun. Oh, I can't do this. Okay, fine. You don't need to get a gun. Nobody said that's what you had to do. And my video wasn't corroborating his opinion that he shared in there about going and buying guns and getting some stuff laid up. I don't agree with that. I mentioned that in morning prayer. I think every person should have a 3-day bag, 3 days of supplies with some first aid stuff. A couple hundred rounds of 22 long rifle and either a 22 long rifle or a 22 pistol, and have that stashed to the side. So if something happens and you do have to take off running, it'll make your transition a whole lot easier. That's just prudent planning. Do you put back, a couple of months worth of bills in your savings account so if something happens, you got it? That's prudent planning, 6 months worth of bills. Most people do that. Do you prepare ahead of time for some doctor's appointments that are coming the following week? That's prudent planning. Do you calculate what you're going to need for groceries and gas? That's prudent planning. So we use our head, we act like adults, and we conduct ourselves in a professional manner as much as we can, and we make the proper decisions that lead us to a situation so we won't have to suffer needlessly. But you don't need to fill your whole house with stuff. That's just a waste of money and a waste of time. Go give that money to the poor. But I'm getting the sense a lot of people didn't get that out of that video. So go watch it. Go listen to what he says. If people are getting in fear about that video, that's their problem. You can't help that, and I can't help that. People are going to listen to things that are going to make them fear. If I told somebody the grocery store, and was elaborate in my description, the grocery store, it's about to run out of bologna, people would lose their mind and go to the store trying to find bologna. It's like, Why is bologna an issue? It's just bologna. It's the parts people don't want to cook on the grill and eat that are ground up and mixed in there to make it. That's not an issue. But you can make something that's not an issue sound like an issue, and people will lose their minds over it. Hence the toilet paper shortage. Turns out it was a bunch of people doing it on social media as a joke. They made it sound so legit, people believed it, and that's why we had the problem that we had. If you can't discern better than that, you have no business watching any of these videos. You certainly don't need to be getting into prophecy. Prophecy will terrify you. Unless your heart is in the right place and your head is in the right place. Unless you're using discernment and knowing what applies to you and what doesn't apply to you. And walking in the knowledge and understanding that the Lord has it in control and is going to save us from all this. I cannot present a message perfectly that will help every single person. I cannot articulate something in the way that everybody will be able to accept. I am a human being. I don't speak multiple languages. I also can't read minds. I don't know what that person is thinking versus what that person is thinking. I may deliver the most gloriously perfect message you've ever heard in your life, and 15 people are going to take it the wrong way. I can't help that. I can't help your lack of understanding. I can't help your emotion. I can't help your inability to comprehend what's being presented. I can't. All I can do is present it the best way I possibly can. If that offends you, can't help that. I can't. It doesn't, and I've learned this through a lifetime of making these mistakes and wearing myself down to the bone. Literally, I'm talking literal, to the point that I had to be put on quarters several times in the military. Because I already joined the military in an exhausted way, dedicated every single bit of energy that I had trying to make people happy and please people, trying to fix the supposed mistakes that I made. And it finally got to the point I couldn't take it no more. I live my life now where I'm not worried about making people mad or happy. I know that no matter what I do, no matter how big a group or small a group, there will always be one person that will be offended, always. You just can't make it good enough. I can't be good enough. So if that video that I did bothered you, forget you watched it and move on with your life. If that video Dana did bothers you or puts you in fear, why are you watching videos like that? If you know this about yourself, why are you willingly putting yourself in there? It's the same thing as somebody who knows they can't swim yet they go in the water anyway. That's dumb. Don't do that. If Bible prophecy terrifies you, why are you watching videos that talk about Bible prophecy? Don't do that. Guys, this is just using your head and being an adult. But here I got people that are reading me the riot act in comment sections. Okay, look. If you're watching other people's videos that are talking smack about me doing that video and coming back here and harassing me, you're wrong, and you made a mistake. Number one, that's not fair to me. I know it's happened. I know who did the videos. Well, number one, that's not fair to me. I am not addressing them nor addressing this video to them. Number two, why are you letting somebody else give you an opinion? Come here and hear it straight from the horse's mouth, not from the person over there who's the horse's ass. Don't let somebody else give you an opinion about me or anyone else. You go find the information and you get your own opinion. See, this is why so many people struggle. Because they don't stop and go, how should I possibly take that? Look, I'm guilty of it too. I can misread a text and what emotion is behind it. So I do everything that I can to try to make sure that when I respond as professionally, but as directly and as openly as I possibly can, so everybody knows where I'm coming from. I sent a big email to a friend of mine, and he thought I was attacking him. I was like, no, read it for what it says. Don't read into it what you think it says. Same thing applies to that video. Don't read more into what's there. It's not there. I get people that do that all the time. I can make and I've done this as a test, a completely innocuous statement to somebody on YouTube. They will find paragraphs of meaning in it that were never there. That's what was in their mind, not mine. If you can't handle it, you don't need to be on these videos. If you can't discern better than that, you don't need to be watching videos that require you to discern information. Stay away from them. If you just want the feel-good message, go get it. I'm not going to give it to you. I'm going to give you what the Bible says truth-wise. I'm not going to deny that to people. And I'm certainly not going to go out of my way to custom tailor a message to try to make everybody happy, because I know from experience I can't do that. I know that it won't do me any good. So why am I going to waste my time trying? I'm going to deliver it exactly the way it was given to me, with the same conviction, with the same accusation, with the same everything that it was delivered to me, which helped me correct myself in the idea that it will help you correct yourself. So again, what I said in that video, what I presented in that video, was to answer people's questions. The fact that that guy did that video with those dreams is irrelevant. I answered questions. That's it. I don't support him, and I don't support his stuff. I mentioned that at the beginning of the video. I don't put stock in dreams and visions. I was answering questions. So don't read more into what's being said. Don't read more into what's being presented. Receive it for what it is. I don't put hidden meanings in what I say or do. I'm right up front with everything. I don't have ulterior motives to what I do. I'm right up front with everything. So if you're looking for more there that isn't there, that's now become your problem, not mine. Because I'm not putting it there. So I wanted to get that out there, and I wanted to make sure everybody understood where I was coming from. Because after reading several comments today, comments that I'm getting after the fact, I'm getting a lot of stuff that seems like it's way outer realms of understanding on what was going on there and what that was meant to do. I actually today, because of that video, lifted a burden off several people. They're the ones I'm focused on. If this put a burden on you, go watch it again. Listen to it for what it's saying. Pay attention to what the truth is contained in it. I will see you guys in the next video.